Hello, everybody. Welcome to Seahawks Coast to Coast. I'm Joe Stevens. To my left is Zach Talks Hawks on a special Tuesday episode, Christmas Eve. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pumped for the show. Uh, Needed to get tonight's show off the ground, and I figured that we could do it today rather than tomorrow when I'm sure we have things going on. So, and anybody that's watching, I'm sure they have Christmas Eve plans. So, uh, got a lot to talk about this week. So, really pumped to be here on the show. And yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Already messing up, isn't it?
Yeah. You've been frozen from the moment we've gotten here.
How about now?
No, just your goofy face, frozen in time. Yeah. Oh, now he's totally gone. Hopefully he'll come back. Um, all I want for Christmas is Joe to have a computer that works. That'd be amazing. So, but we'll since we're live, we're gonna do the show here and keep things rolling as best as we can. Oh, there he goes. Now he's here. He's here. We're rocking the phone just like we did last week, like we never left, baby.
Yeah, this is gonna be rough, but that's okay. My bad.
As long as we're here, man, that's all that matters. So, anyway, we have a lot to talk about. Certainly a crazy game last week. I talking from a fan's perspective over it. You were able to go to this game. I can't imagine the roller coaster ride y'all were on last week. That must have been electric.
Yeah, most of the games sucked. I called you. I called you when it sucked. I called you right before the second interception that Sam threw. I don't know if you remember that, but I called you and I was like, "Well, we play better on the road, anyways, dude. Whatever. I'm fine with this." And I think right after I hung up the phone with you, Sam threw an interception to a defensive tackle, and I was like, "Oh, it's over." Defense gets a nice 3-and-out. Yeah, Shaheed gets a punt return for a touchdown, and then it kind of goes from there.
Yeah, I see the chats here, Bebop Jones. I think I've seen your stuff in the one Facebook group that I'm on with the NFL. I forget what that's called, NFL prognosticators or something like that. It's a cool little group on Facebook, Joe. If you're not in there, it's like a whole bunch of like niche NFL YouTube creators, and we all just throw our stuff in there. So so thanks for hopping in, Bebop. Yeah. I'd like to say, we handled this with as much grace and civility as we possibly could, and just shrugged our shoulders, and we could look at you honestly and go, we never had a doubt. But yeah, we were phoning it in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Most of that game sucked. Actually, I lied. The first offensive drive, that screen pass that Sam threw to Kenneth Walker that went for, I think, 50 yards, 55. It got down to the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is going to be easy. We're going to blow this team out. I just thought that. I was like,
Zabel chugging down the field the whole time. That was amazing.
I had a show on Saturday with Candace, and if you rewatch that play, and I had the perfect vantage point for it because it happened on this kind of on the sideline shaded towards 74, that Josh Jones really sealed it. He was Zabel gets the credit for blocking downfield, legally blocking downfield after the pass was thrown. Sorry, I had to add that. Yeah, Zabel gets the credit, but if you watch Josh Jones seal the edge on that play, he's the one that really kick-started that play to make it a long gain. So I like that. I didn't like much after that um, until the first drive of the second half. I mean, so just the first drives of both halves, really, really positive for us. 2 touchdowns. They're 2 for 2 on first drives, but and I guess the first drive overtime too. So look at look at them go.
Yeah. But you can't win the game in the first 3 quarters, and Seattle turns it up the moment Rashid Shaheed gets a punt return for a touchdown. And really, that's kind of like that's the fuse that they needed to really wake up and start playing. And I think it is safe to say that with that move at the trade deadline, man, 2025 trade deadline winner, Seattle Seahawks, because Shaheed has come into his own.
And the 24 deadline winner.
Yeah.
And the 23 deadline winner with Leonard Williams. I was talking about that with my friend as we were leaving the game. He goes, name a better in-season trade than Shaheed right now. And I go, Marshawn Lynch. He goes, okay, I'll give you that. And then I go, Leonard Williams, pretty good. He's like, okay, that one's pretty good too. And then I go, Ernest Jones, pretty good. they've been killing it during in-season trades lately. So
it's so odd because I mean, I knew that those trades were a big deal, and I know last year we made a lot of Seattle's moves at the trade deadline, but this year, at least for me, this trade, like, you kind of hope when I think about baseball, you kind of hope during the baseball trade deadline that if your team's in the mix, they make moves, and that gets talked about way more than like the trade deadline's still a big deal in the NFL, but there's so few
it's
teams
not baseball, though.
Yeah, it's not baseball, right? But when it does happen in the NFL, Seattle is very, very good at it. You're
and they're
right.
not huge names either.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't go out and get Sauce Gardner. We didn't go out and get Quinnen Williams. We got the need for Sheed, and he's really the first few weeks of having him. The first 3 weeks of having him, we were both kind of like, okay, what was the point of this? I think the last 2 games alone are worth a 4th and a 5th round pick when it comes to the game-winning drive against the Colts, and it comes to the punt return against the Rams, and not only the punt return in the 4th quarter, sorry, but the 30, I can't pull up stats right now because I'm on my phone, but 31-yard rush. I'm like 90% sure it was a 31-yard end around the very next drive.
31. So, you nailed it.
Yeah.
You don't need stats. It's all in your brain.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, anything you want to talk about specifically about the Rams game? Do you want to talk about how they've been crying about all the calls that have gone against them? Because I have some stuff to bring up if you want to start there.
Yeah, we can start there.
Okay. Now I remember I can use my computer to pull stuff up. I just can't use it to let's see, what's the first one? What do you want to start with? Do you want to start with the illegal man downfield because that was in the first quarter? Okay. Nope, that's a different one. Okay. Controversial illegal man downfield. Does he look downfield to you?
Yep.
They said he initiated a block, and that's why he was downfield. Can you run block on a pass play?
And if he winds up making a block facing the opponent's end zone, or facing your own, that end of the field, that's
Yeah.
still a penalty. So
Are you allowed to run block? Are you allowed to drive a guy down the field on a pass play? No. That was their argument. Well, he initiated the block. Okay. You you can't go past that yard buffer for illegal man downfield. So he was downfield. Actually, to toot my own horn here, they threw that flag. I totally thought it was against us. But as soon as they threw that flag, I go, illegal man downfield, and they called it. And like 5 people next to me goes, how did you do that? And I go, that's about the only penalty I thought of during that play, and it worked. I didn't realize that it was such a controversial call till I got home afterwards.
Yeah, and the thing for me, out of like, and we're going to touch on all of them, I'm sure, but out of the things that happened, this one for me is like, you can absolutely see that.
Mm-hmm.
And why are you still making a lot out of nothing? Like saying, well, this took away, or this, took away from the game. And it's like, well, it's a penalty. It's a penalty. I don't care if you don't like it, if they called it. Mm-hmm. It's holding. You say it all the time. Holding happens on every play. And here, this happened, and they called it. There's you can't be mad at it. I could understand if it's something that doesn't exist, but it's right there. And this one was really frustrating. But there were others, and I'm sure you're going to bring them up.
Yeah, we'll talk about the 2. I just got 3 really. The next one we'll get into unnecessary roughness on Ty Okada. This happened right freaking in front of me. And I was on the far sideline. So this happened on the Rams sideline. But I could see it basically Ty Okada's back. And they waited till the play was over. That number 18, Turd Ferguson, by the way, for Oregon, that used to fake knee injuries against the Huskies. He was the same guy that went down. So Oregon was running their 2-minute offense. He went down with a right knee injury and then grabbed his left knee. And then he kind of, Kirk Herbstreit called him out when it happened and said, oh, I guess Ferguson forgot which knee he hurt. That guy spun the ball. And that's when the alarm happened. Alarm happened again, just like last week.
So anyway, he spun the ball. Oh, come back. Everything worked. And then you left. Now we're back.
And just like last week, I'm back after the alarm going off. It mutes my phone. The ref didn't throw.
Spun the ball.
The ref didn't throw the flag until that guy spun the ball. It was that late when he threw the flag. So I was like, oh, okay, that's on them. And then when they announced that was the maddest I was at a call during the game on like, I mean, I haven't been that mad in a while because it seemed like they were like, I hit him pretty hard. Maybe we should call that. And that pisses me off.
Yeah, I agree. I just think that, at some point you got to be able to hit somebody. And, Okada's been playing really, really good for us this year. And it's a shame that that's like a blemish on him now.
Well, and you saw it at the end of the game. So the Puka touchdown in overtime, Okada had a great line on Nakua. And it's like he pulled his shoulders up. It looked a little like he missed on TV more than it did in the stadium. I remember it clear as day thinking, oh, well, you're penalizing the guy for hitting a guy. He's not going to hit him.
Yeah.
So,
but just unfortunate. So you got another one?
Before I bring up the big one, did you think it was an interception by Ernest Jones? Because I still don't know. I haven't rewatched it. So in the stadium, I thought the ball hit the ground. I thought it was an incompletion.
So, yeah, and we texted back and forth on this while it was happening, and I have the benefit, obviously, being at home and watching it. And man, it's one of those calls where if there's a different crew, there's a chance they look at it differently. If it's called one way on the field, there's a chance it stays. Like the way that he has his second hand under the ball, there's a point to be made that like he is gripping that with that hand, and that doesn't move. It's consistent the whole way through. And but really, like, as a fan sitting at home, that call, I'm like, I can see why they said it was incomplete. Like, it's that's not really a call. I mean, well, I think I texted you something along the lines of like, it's as close to not being versus being as a call can get. And it's, for me, it wasn't really something that, like, I was upset because I wanted it to be a pick, but like, I can't blame any officiating crew or New York or whatever to interpret that differently. If you get any number of trained people in that position, they could emphasize that hand more, and that call might go the other way. So it's yeah. I still don't know, and I've watched it. Like it's really bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a huge. I mean, the Rams, like I said, the Rams want to say that kind of we stole the game from them, and I don't see it that way. I don't see the refs stealing the game from the Rams. You know, I see maybe don't blow a 16-point lead with 8 minutes to go.
Yeah, and look, I mean, they had like 5 drives to do something, and they didn't. And play calling in third quarter dramatically changed for the Rams. Played right into Seattle's strengths, and once they needed to turn it on again, it was, I mean, Stafford flung it anywhere and everywhere, and mostly to Puka, and it just, I mean, it worked, but you went away from that, and you have nobody to blame but yourself. Like, how many times this year have we watched NFL teams play not to lose and they lose? Like, and the whole mantra of this Seahawks team is we're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep clawing. Like, we're going to shake off mistakes and treat the next play as its own thing. And here we are. Like, it played right into their lap. And yeah, so let's get to the big one, because I'm sure a lot of people have different opinions on it. But for me, and I'm sure if you've taken a peek at it on social media, for you, it's funny, but it is the right call. And like, I think the method of how to get there could be different, but they made the right call.
I have a point to prove, and the screenshot isn't the picture. So this was a game last year between the Seahawks and the Rams. So Cameron Kitchens intercepts the ball. It's the top picture. Drops it on the 1-yard line. The ref signals touchdown. He picks it up in the end zone, and it's a touchdown, even though he fumbled it at the 1-yard line and the whistle blew. So the whistle blew. They should have had the ball down at the 1-yard line, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, make your point.
I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
They keep saying, "Oh, the whistle blew, the whistle blew." Okay, well, it happened to your guy and the whistle blew. So why'd you get a touchdown? If he dropped the ball on the 1 yard line, the whistle blew. It should be the ball at the 1 yard line. Sorry.
Get him, Joe. Get him. Yeah, we have spoken very highly of this one particular sports commentator, and let me tell you, this year I don't know what's gotten into him, other than the fact he really likes the Rams, and Rich Eisen this week, like harping on this call, saying like, I don't know how they can do that when there's no clear, undisputable evidence that the ball goes backwards.
There was. They showed it on the big screen on the TV.
When he shows a 4K overhead picture, which is in that situation the view that you want from the sky cam directly above the play, showing the ball going backwards.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my man, like, I don't know what we did to you, but you can be mad at the way it happened in terms of the refs figuring it out, because I'm of the mind of they made the right call, but it took way too long to get there, and there's no reason, none, that we should be lining up, getting ready to kick off, and now we're making a change.
You're the first person that let me know that they were looking at it.
Yeah.
And I told everybody that. I go, someone texted me and said that's a backwards pass, and then they went like this, the play is under review after you texted me, which I know the TV lags a lot.
It's delayed.
behind what I'm actually watching on the field. There's no chance you're seeing it before I am. Like, I'm currently there. And yeah, and then God, they just the problem I have with it is after the game, I don't know if you heard Stafford go, I don't get how you can advance a fumble on 2-point conversion. Well, I can. It's a backwards pass, which is a fumble. Hits the defender's head, which would be making contact with the defense. The offense had a clear and obvious recovery in the end zone. What don't you understand about that? I just love all the people. I don't get it. You don't?
Watch football.
What's there not to understand? There was a fumble. It was touched by the defense. It was recovered by the offense in the end zone. What is hard? I get it's a funky play, right? It was sheer luck that happened. But what don't you actually understand about it? The only thing that I can't understand about it is how we got that lucky.
I mean, we're the Seahawks. The luck thing doesn't that doesn't perplex me at all.
That happened. You know what's funny too? That happened in the same end zone as the Romo fumble, and that happened in the same end zone as the Fail Mary. Every moment that's weird like that everybody's talking about on national TV happens in that north end zone right in front of the Hawks' nest. But yeah, it's just frustrating, the people that go, I don't get it.
Yeah.
And then you go, okay, it's a backwards pass, which is a fumble, right? Yeah, okay. The offense can't advance a fumble unless the defense touches it. Well, it bounced off the defender's head.
And they touched it twice.
Yeah, I saw it because the one guy thought he was gonna get an interception.
He almost had a pick.
Yeah. And I didn't even think about that. To be completely honest, I was tunnel vision to the ball in the end zone. Where Charbonnet being heads up. People are giving him too much freaking credit for being heads up. There's no shot that he was like, oh, this might be a live ball. He just grabbed it to like be a nice guy and throw it to the official. His kindness paid off.
Be kind. Christmas spirit. Yes.
Yeah.
I just my thing is like, yes, good call. How we got there, inexcusable.
Mhm.
Where we live in an era where instant replay exists, where the guy in New York exists, where the refs in the booth exist. Why isn't it like, yes, we are
Yeah.
McNider. We're talking about the helmet doink. Why do we live in an age where it took all of this time to swap squads, get on the field, get settled for a kick, and then word to come down finally that says, hey, we're looking at this? Why didn't it cross anybody's football mind to think maybe that was backwards? Let's just take a moment and see if we got this right. And nobody should be waiting in the wings for that right call to happen. Like, nobody. Yeah, a guy from Pennsylvania shouldn't be texting the guy who's at the game going, they're looking at it, and you going, really? They're looking at it? And like, that shouldn't happen. It's 2025.
Yeah.
It's and you know what? That timeliness. Ooh, just hit my desk really hard there.
God damn. Sorry.
The ending to the Steelers Lions game this week.
Okay. I have an opinion on that. You go ahead.
We can talk about it in NFL news, but I just very briefly talking about it here. Timeliness is something that they could be working on. Like that's all I'll say, because it does affect the pacing of the game and what people think about its legitimacy. And we saw it twice happen this week. So that's all I'll say. We won't touch on that until we get to
it's
NFL
not
news.
even in NFL news. So if you want to talk about it now, I'd be fine.
Oh, okay.
Because there is something I'd like to get to on that. How come now in 2025, it seems like the last 2 seasons, they're just not calling forward progress for the longest time? I mean, St. Brown, when he caught that ball, he got to the 1 yard line. He didn't flip it back until he was back to the 5 yard line, pushed back 5 yards. Why is that not being stopped for forward progress? And then they come on the mic afterwards and go, it was a touchdown, but it doesn't count. And it's like, no, forward progress needed to be called.
Yeah. And it's one of those deals where it's the last play of the game. There's a lot on the line, and they're like, what do we do in that split second? And I think for the refs, like, you need to be taught, like, in those split second situations, this is what you do every time, period. And I don't know what's going on in ref school, but they're not teaching it. And so how games are officiated in terms of timeliness, like at the end of the day, this helmet doink 2-point conversion, we got to the right call by the rule book. And then the Lions game, like, it's pass interference and you can't review it, even though it wasn't, in my opinion, it was a tier 1 acting job by the defender there for pass interference, but you can't review it. And by the letter of the law, game's over. Like, but how you get there matters. So why not, with all these resources, we wind up speeding this up so that people aren't wondering, hey, are the refs, like, do they have a vested interest in what's going on here? I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists.
They don't.
But like, at the end of the day, that's what fuels all that ridiculousness, is that they are spending so much time with these back-breaking calls where you really don't need to. So, yeah, that's my gripe with the NFL this week.
I just think about the fact that forward progress, you can't push a guy back 5 yards and then he decides to lateral the ball, right? Like, you can't push a guy back 5 yards. He just runs back to the 20, right? Even though you got him, you can't just carry him back to the 20-yard line and then just let go and then have him go score a touchdown. Regardless of the penalty or not, which is not the first offensive pass interference we've seen against the Steelers in Detroit be called controversially, by the way. I thought of that immediately when I saw that. I was like, dang, it looks like Super Bowl 40 all over again. Steeler cornerback, push off.
Yeah, I think they hire the refs from Alcohol's Anonymous, or Alcohols Are Us.
I don't get or Gamblers Anonymous. They're not betting on games. Let's be honest. I hate that.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm not a big conspiracy theorist there, but be more timely. I think two more things in my opinion that we can talk about with the Rams Seahawks game is, and I tweeted it a bunch because, man, there were so many opportunities for good old Sam, where I just mentioned, I'm like, lights are bright. You got to do it. And for a while he didn't. I'm talking about post halfway through third quarter comeback. Like there were times in the fourth quarter where Seattle really could have wound up just winning the game outright rather. And man, we're getting down the field here in overtime. You know what you need. I don't know if it came across to you on the while you were there, but they had it on the broadcast. It was so funny. So they sent JSN out for the coin toss for overtime, and he's like talking to the ref, and they flip the coin, right? And Seattle gets their option of what they want. And in today's NFL, you don't, the options are different than what they were back then.
Yeah, it's not like 5 years ago.
And JSN was like, we want to, and he couldn't make his mouth say what his brain wanted to do.
Kick it.
And it was like defender receive, and he's trying to like get that out, but that's not how you pick overtime rules anymore. And he's like, defense. And the ref is like,
I didn't hear it.
The ref is like, so you want to have the ball second? And JSN was like, yeah. And so JSN might be a wonder out there on wide receiver, but maybe get somebody else to go out there for the coin toss. But throughout the game, like, Sam had his opportunities to go out there and win. And you needed that drive. And at the end, he made a couple really, really good throws.
Let's talk about the Cooper Kupp one. Cooper Kupp one, sorry, I know I keep saying stuff that doesn't matter, but when Cooper Kupp made that cut, before Sam threw the ball, I go 10. And I thought he was, honestly, it looked way more impressive on TV than it did in person. So that one happened like right in front of me. And I was like, I told you 10, dude. And then look at the guy next to me. He's like, you said 11. Don't lie. I'm like, shut up. He's like, I heard you. But that was an impressive. Like, it looked better on TV than when I watched it afterwards. And to see Kupp drag his feet, I was like, wow, that was a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah. And he made up for his fumble, right? So
no, I don't think anything makes up for that. Sorry.
And so Sam making some really, really nice throws there in overtime. And then you wind up getting it. And the choice of what do you do is not really a choice to Mike McDonald, because he knows if we lose, it's the same thing if we tie. In regards to all of our goals, we need to win. And he goes out there for the win. And man, that last play, you saw a quarterback with the weight of the world on his shoulders, and he had to go through 4 progressions to get to Saubert, of all people.
Who snuck off of the line of scrimmage, by the way.
And look, people are going to look at this game, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks, and go, yeah, he got lucky. But I kind of think that, like, that's the way it had to happen. We've talked about all year, there's going to be a moment where Sam's going to have to shake off the ghost, and the lights are going to shine bright, and he has to do it. And man, he did. And I couldn't be more elated for him. Him specifically, like, of course, like, you root for the team and you like the team's success, but this guy has done nothing but win in the last 2 years, and that narrative just hasn't gone away. And at home, in overtime, against the boogeyman, he did it, and I couldn't be more happy for him.
Yeah, he threw. I mean, it was basically a pick six. They scored a touchdown like the next play, so he threw basically a pick six. And
shout out to K9, though. I like that effort.
Thank God I was still talking to you on the phone when he threw the interception of the D tackle, because I got back to my seat and I looked and I was like, what happened? He's like, he threw an interception to a guy that weighed like 300 pounds. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Yeah, no, that was an impressive last drive, because it was. He even said after the game, it's like, there's no clock, right? Because what was there, like 7 minutes left? There's no clock. Just go out and run your offense. He did to near perfection. That touchdown, JSN, that was a good throw, too. That was an awesome throw to JSN. Let me ask you, on TV, so once again, the 2-point conversion and the JSN touchdown, that all happened right in front of me. So at home, you're sitting there. The Seahawks line up, the Rams line up, timeout, Los Angeles.
I was losing my mind.
As a fan, so first thing I do when JSN scores, I hold up 2 fingers. I'm like, okay, we're going for 2. We're going for 2. They line up. LA calls the timeout. I'm like, just bring out the field goal unit, dude. Let's stop him one time and then get the ball back. You know, there's still 4 minutes left, or 3:20, something like that. So I'm like, okay, stop him. Try to get a field goal. And then they come back out, and I'm like, okay, I'm so nervous. And then Seattle calls timeout. I'm like, oh my God, dude, just go for it. I'm like, just do it. Rip the Band-Aid off. Because I had kind of no faith at that point that we were going to have to make the 2-point conversion. And then that play seemed like it was about 10 minutes long before Eric Saubert got that ball. I mean, it was like, you're just standing there like this. It felt like it was about 10 minutes. So,
yeah, and this offensive line, they gave up 4 sacks, but when they needed it the most, they all showed up, right? And you've already talked about Jones kind of being like that unsung hero that we really needed out there, and he did such a great job to give Sam enough time to go through literally everyone, and
including Charbonnet.
Yeah,
he could have checked it. He could have checked it to Charbonnet on his left. I'm so happy he didn't, because he would have been tackled immediately.
Yeah,
that was like the one guy he could have thrown it to was Saubert, and he just leaked out of the backfield basically, and just squatted right there.
Yeah, so awesome day. I couldn't be more happy for Sam. The other thing that I did want to talk about before we leave the Seahawks Ram recap is hot take of the year from myself.
Oh my God.
That
100 yards exactly.
That we talked about on the show last week, where Seattle hadn't had a 100-yard rusher since Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
In like week 3. And you know what? Good old Zach went out there on the limb and said, you know what? This week's going to be the week. They're going to get a 100-yard rusher.
A stat that you didn't even know when I said it. You're like,
And don't you know, Kenneth Walker, my man, never a doubt. 11 carries for 100 yards.
By the skin of his teeth. I mean, it might have been 99.9, and they had to round up. That was by the skin of his teeth, 100 yards. But honestly, I think as much as the 100 yards, that 55-yard screen pass really just as big of a deal. He played a tremendous role. So
first touchdown, I think, since like September.
Oh, well, yeah, because they get him down to like the 5, inside the 5, and they just hand the ball to Charvo, dude. Charvo. Yeah. They literally did it. He had a screen pass go for like 55 yards. They're like, hey, let's put Charbonnet in the game and see what he can do. Just pounded it.
So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. What do you got? What do you got for injuries? I know there's some big ones. It sounded like Eamon Warrior's going to be fine. It sounded like if the Seahawks decided to kick a field goal in overtime, Eamon Warrior was going to be back out there. So that's a positive.
Yeah. So let's bring this up. Charles Cross is questionable. Kobe Bryant is also questionable. And let me tell you, and I'm sorry I led you astray, but my goodness, this injury, I was scared to death because the way Kobe Bryant got injured, Bebop is Noah Fant out. Sorry, I don't follow Seattle. Noah Fant does not play for our team anymore.
Who's he with? I saw him the other day. I can't remember with who.
Denver.
No, that's where he came from.
Where is he now? Now, yeah, because I've seen him too. Bengals.
Yeah, that's right. Bengals. He scored a touchdown the other day, and I was like, oh shit, he plays for the Bengals.
Good for you, buddy. Yeah, Kobe Bryant, when he went down, he instantly grabbed where like his Achilles is, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like no way. And then they were like trying to help him up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this can't be. And by the time they got him off the field, he was walking. I'm like, okay, like maybe he does have that Kobe Bryant in him, like tears his Achilles and he's still able to walk. And then they showed the replay, and it was not that kind of injury. And I was like, oh, what a blessing, because
you're like, I just texted Joe saying, wow, Kobe Bryant just tore his Achilles.
Yeah. And then Woolen is questionable.
What's his hamstring, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to do this on Tuesday, and I'm happy we usually do this on Wednesday.
Me too.
Because there's just it's like, maybe he'll play. Hamstrings are weird.
Yeah. So that's that. You wouldn't happen to see the Pro Bowl roster got announced?
That's on our NFL news.
Okay.
Just real quick, Panthers preview. The Panthers played awesome last week. I watched them. I think the Seahawks, I don't think this is going to be a letdown game from them. To be honest, I think they're, like you said earlier, dude, mind over bullshit. You told me that earlier this year when I never heard it before. And this is that Seahawks team to where they can beat you by 35 or they can beat you by 2. But as long as they beat you, that's all they care about. So,
yep. The mob, baby. Good stuff. I think Carolina wasted their win. They should have saved it for this week because we've been picking Carolina games for a while now, and it's every other week. So
the only concern I have is if Carolina Mike's going to be there, I think that's going to be a struggle for us because that guy's vibes are electric.
Hey,
I hope he gets. I hope he gets his 100,000, 150,000 soon. You know,
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
love to see what he'd do with it.
So yeah, oh, Merry Christmas, Bebop. Yeah, tomorrow's a busy day. Being Christmas Eve, that's why we're having our show today.
Pro Bowl rosters you want to get to?
Yeah, JSN, Witherspoon, Rashid Shaheed, Sam Darnold, DeMarcus Lawrence,
Yeah.
Leonard Williams, all making the Pro Bowl for the Seahawks.
You notice there's a couple names that aren't on there.
Yes.
What's your okay? For one, if we're in the Super Bowl, the Pro Bowl games don't matter, dude. We're all gonna be prepping for the bowl. So the real bowl, the Super Bowl. So you tell me what's your biggest snub.
Byron Murphy.
See, I was tied. I think Eamon Warrior is just as much of a snub as Byron
Yeah.
Murphy.
It's hard, but it's I think rookie breaking into the Pro Bowl, like, I don't know, go pay your dues, kid. You heal up, buddy. I think maybe making the Pro Bowl roster might make you sit out a play or two, but
never. Hey, I'm gonna knock on wood here. All right, not a game. Just just drive or so.
But yeah, man, Murphy has just been so good this year, and I know part of it's because of all the other players we have on defensive line. But man,
He stuffs the run so good. He gets after the quarterback, but what he does in the run game is just as impressive, if not more impressive.
So yeah, I think we're in agreement there. Those two names really jump off the page at me. I was pretty surprised Sam made the first list. I thought he'd be an alternative.
Well, they're gonna need some alternates for our players because we're playing the Super Bowl. So, what? I'm surprised that Jason Myers didn't make it. I guess.
Yeah, he's been electric this year.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
What are some other players that Gray Zabel was another one. I know it's kind of a popularity contest with offensive linemen.
Yeah.
But I was actually kind of surprised that he wasn't on there. The first thing I scrolled to after Darnold, because I knew JSN was going to make it, was offensive line. I was like, oh, Zabel's not on there.
Yeah, for me, he falls into the Imamori camp where it's like, hey, you're a rookie. Like, you're really, really good. Like, you're going to be a Pro Bowler all the time. And, yeah, I'm bummed he's not in it. But, you want greatness to be recognized. So, I think getting a ring will probably solve that problem.
Exactly. We have some good news for us here. I believe it's right there. Look at that. The 49ers kicker is perfect this year. We should talk about it. Just keep talking about it. I hope a broadcaster says something about him being perfect during the next two games that they play.
Yeah, me too. It would be great to see him fall apart in the last week of the year. So
it's fine. He can do it this week.
I don't know. I mean, he can start this week, but if he continues next week, that'd be fine too. So
I think, I know there's some 49ers fans watching us right now, but the way that the 49ers think they got this thing locked up is actually nuts to me. It's like they watched the Seahawks week 1 thinking that's who the Seahawks are. And then they go, oh, you only scored, 18 points against the Colts? Well, you let the Colts score 30 points last night. And Phillip Rivers went, his first two drives were just marched down the field touchdown drives. So I guess maybe it'll be a good game, but I don't think the 49ers fans should be as confident as I've seen them online.
It's been quite a whirlwind. It's crazy that this division is as good as it is. 3 teams deep. It's it's wild to think like we used to be competitive, but like the NFC South kind of competitive where everything is all up in the air and they're all mediocre and not anymore. Like it is the cream of the crop just beating the snot out of each other, and that makes for some good football. So
as the SEC would say, it just means more.
it just
all
means
right,
more.
just means more.
So yeah, I think next couple weeks are gonna be wild and crazy. Oh my gosh, here we go.
So I want to quote him on this. I don't know. I can't even read that. I don't know if they quoted him on this, but he did say, he literally said, I don't really believe in concussions. I think they're all in your head. He is correct. Concussions are in your head. 100%. He's right. But just not in the way that he was saying it. He's a dumbass, dude. What is going on? I thought he was chill.
Me too. I don't know. He's had a terrible couple of weeks. I think for a fan, I try to when this kind of stuff happens, like I do try to not look at the jersey and just take a step back and be like, man, this is like a young human being who has more money than I will ever sniff at in my lifetime. And he is playing a game for crazy amounts of money and fame and fortune. And I'm like, man, like, don't squander it all away. Like, you could be normal like the rest of us, and like don't be an idiot. And I just like, I root for like a vet to like wrap their arm around him, and like I don't wish this kind of like downfall on anybody. And
the problem is it's not a downfall. He caught for 225 yards literally the next day. I mean,
I just don't want, like, he can clearly play. Like this isn't gonna like derail his like what he can do, but you don't need to become a problem. Like you can just be loved and adored and be unproblematic and live your fancy rich life. Like I want that for you because you've put in way more work than I ever will for being athletic, and just do it. Don't be dumb. And like, gosh, he's had a terrible 2 weeks. So
yeah, he's had such a terrible 2 weeks that I learned who Aiden Ross is.
Yeah.
I guess I'm old now, which sucks because I'm on the wrong side of 25 now. Getting close to that, couple years away from that magic number 30. And I thought I was young and hip still. People were like, oh, yo, he was Aiden Ross. He went on with Aiden Ross. I'm like, I have no idea who that is, dude.
Yeah. I'm 31. There's no hope for me knowing who Aiden Ross is. So
did you say you're 31? No,
yeah,
you're not.
We're like revealing all of this here right now in front of the world. Yeah. Yep.
You're only 31?
Yeah.
Dog, I thought you were way older than me.
That like breaks my heart a little bit, but yeah.
You're mature, dog.
It's being bald and having a beard and doing what I do, and it's yeah.
No disrespect, dude. I thought you were like at least 35. My bad.
Breaks my heart. Yep,
Yeah.
31. 1994.
Well, and your internet works, so. Anyways, that's my bad, dude.
Yeah, I hope for your 30th birthday you get a computer and internet that works. Maybe that's like a rite of passage.
It worked forever. It just got old, I guess.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I guess that's
We
our
gonna
last
talk
story.
about that? Oh.
He's an idiot. Go ahead. Do you have anything? I mean, he's a dumbass.
You can't do that.
Dude, that voided $50 million
Yeah.
of guaranteed money.
You can't do that.
No.
What are you doing?
And then he made, so the funniest part, I guess not funny, it's kind of sad, but Chad Johnson and somebody else was saying, oh, the guy definitely said a racial slur or something. I've been hearing that. And then the footage came out and it was like, no, no, he did not, dude. You're just trying to cover your ass for being an immature idiot like you've been your entire career. But it's gotten worse. I was talking to my friend. He goes, he always takes the bait. I go, yeah, when it's a defensive back. This is a whole nother level. And I can't believe he only got suspended 2 games.
Yeah. I mean, what are we doing? Like, this is Antonio Brown taking his shirt off, leaving the field kind of thing. Like, you are on a team fighting for their playoff lives. You are their number one guy. And what are you even doing over there? It's like the third quarter of the game. It's not like it's pregame and we're walking around the field.
It doesn't make a difference anyways. Like, you as a professional athlete.
Sit your butt on the bench and go watch film. Like,
yeah, exactly.
What are you doing?
I don't know. And I root for DK too. Like, I have no like hard feelings towards him either. And I was just like, he's just an idiot. He's just such an idiot.
Unbelievable.
How do you do? Like, I don't know. And then to think in today's day and age that no one's gonna see it.
Yeah, it was on the broadcast.
Yeah, that was nuts. They literally panned away. And then I was surprised he was playing the second half, to be honest. Not that the Steelers would take him out, but I assumed that the league was going to call in and be like, hey, get him the F off the field. But I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. I thought he was going to be one of those indefinite suspensions that he was going to have to appeal, kind of like when Myles Garrett hit Mason Rudolph with his own helmet. I thought it was kind of going to be like one of those.
And I wouldn't have had a problem with it. Not a single problem.
As a shit-talking fan myself, I wouldn't have had a problem with it either.
Oh, man.
I called Philip Rivers crybaby, dude, when I was like 12 years old, dude. He looked at me.
Oh, he went dagnummit.
Dude, he looked at me. I'm like, go ahead and cry, you little crybaby. I was 13. Yeah, because, I was 13.
He's a nice man.
It was when Earl picked him off twice his rookie season. I don't know if you remember that game. But, yeah, I went to the visitors tunnel, dude, talk some noise. Now, if I was 13 and ran into DK Metcalf, I might be looking a little different now. Imagine if freaking Philip Rivers has the same temper as DK. I don't think that works. God, I just don't get, like, and I like him too, and I root for him. And I just go, my wife, who loved DK Metcalf when he played for the Seahawks, because he's like built like a freaking Hercules, right? And he's a superhero, and everybody knows who DK is. And she literally said, she goes, I'm really glad he's not on my team anymore. I feel like that's not good for a team to have a player do that. My wife does not watch football, and she said that.
Yeah, I agree. So your wife is right.
Hell yeah, dude. She's always right. Just kidding. All right. Want to get to picks? Sorry it took so long.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, we're good. Let's bring it up.
Can you see me still?
Nope.
Can you hear me though?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess so.
It's the same thing we had last week. You need to bring up my my shared screen request on your computer.
Well, my computer is not working at all. That Wi-Fi adapter really screwed up my computer, and I got to figure out how to undo it. Where are we at? People, maybe? Heck yes.
I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Now we're cooking.
Check that
All
out.
right.
Dude.
And Joe's going dark because he's got to pull up sleeper because we've been making picks. And for anybody wondering, we did pretty good on picks last week, didn't we, Joe?
Did you win?
I did. I got 12 and you got 11.
God damn it, dude.
I know. It was a rare week for me winning because during the course of the year, or the course we've been keeping track, right now Joe sits at 64 and I have 57. So that's where we're at head to head. But I had a banger week last week with picks.
The first week, I'm looking. The first week we did it was week 10, and I was nearly perfect.
Yeah.
I think that really what kind of is separating us is the first week we did it. Because other than that, we've been pretty back and forth.
Just would like to say before we get into picks this week, that picking against the Kansas City Chiefs does not mean you hate them. It just means you know football. And that's what I did last week, and I was successful. So keep that in mind as we move into picks this week.
Dude, yeah.
Joe lost by one game, and it was his stubbornness that cost him.
Whatever, dude. Who are they even playing?
They're playing the Broncos this week. It's a pretty easy.
Last week. Who are they playing?
The Titans.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on.
I'm just thankful Gardner didn't actually tear his ACL. So
he didn't?
Nope. I think it was reported on First Things First today. He didn't actually tear it. So
what? That was the first thing that came out was Gardner Minshew believed it to have torn ACL.
Yeah, he's sitting on he's QB2 this week. So yeah, thankful for that. Anyway,
I guess.
Let's get to these games. Thursday Night Football, NFC clash that means absolutely nothing because this division is settled. Dallas playing Washington and Marcus Mariota. Or no, Jalen Daniels, maybe?
No, I think they're Daniels for the rest of the year.
Or not Jalen Daniels. Is it Joe Johnson?
Josh Johnson?
Josh Johnson?
Yeah,
I think Mariota's hurt.
Yeah, it's give me Cowboys. Screw it, dude.
Yeah, whatever. Give me Dallas. It doesn't matter. Detroit on the road playing Minnesota in a game that the Lions need to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Now, did you hear he was quarterback for the Vikings?
I don't think JJ's back this week.
Did you hear who's playing?
No.
It is Max Brosmer. So that case, give me the Lions because I've seen what Max Brosmer looks like.
Apparently, he looked okay in relief last week, but I am still picking Detroit.
Yeah, we watched him a whole game, though, and he did not look good. He looked actually the opposite. He looked very bad.
Denver playing the newly announced relocated Kansas City, Kansas Chiefs.
No way.
Yeah, you didn't.
Where am I? Am I under a rock?
Yeah, you must be. It was announced yesterday, like late last night. They are moving out of
Missouri,
Kansas City, Missouri, over to Kansas.
Dude, that's gonna really screw some stuff up as far as like the economy of Missouri.
Well, yeah, and they're getting a dome, and it's
they're not. Yep. They're getting a dome.
Yep.
That's lame too. You know, I'll give me the Broncos, and I'm assuming you're taking the same.
I am also taking the Broncos. Yep.
But honestly, what You know what stadium I like that they actually built lately? Was the Bills Stadium, the new stadium, because it actually looks like a football stadium. It doesn't look like they just are building it to have Super Bowls played there. And I stand the modern stadium.
Yeah. Actually, speaking of the Bills, I'm going to scroll down here real quick.
Sorry.
Okay. I don't know if he's at that game or this one. I think it's this one. Anyway, that'll impact my pick later. But Texans on the road playing the Chargers in a game that both teams need.
Where is that? Oh, it's right up there. Yeah, give me. Oh, that's on Saturday?
Yep.
Sweet. Yeah, give me the Texans, dude.
I still can't trust this Texan offense, so I'm gonna pick LA. I want to believe, man, but they're just give me the Chargers. And then the second Saturday game is the Ravens, newly eliminated. I think they're eliminated.
I was asking you if they were officially
hanging on by a thread. I think they need to win the next two, and Pittsburgh needs to lose the next two. Playing Green Bay, maybe Malik Willis, maybe Jordan Love. Both of them are hurt.
Wait. How many games do the Texans have? Or the Ravens?
How many wins? They're a 500 team. They're 7-7.
How many games do they have left? Two?
Like, they can finish 9-7, so can Pittsburgh. And then I think the Ravens get in off of like common opponent tiebreaker.
You can't finish 9-7 anymore. These aren't updated. 7-8.
No way. They are. Yeah. Look at that. Sleeper. What are you doing? Sleeping.
Sorry, that was just. I was just like, sorry.
Yeah, up here they're updated here on the screen, but yeah, in our sleeper app they're not updated. That's bizarre, man. Wow.
Yeah, I was just doing math in my head. I'm like, nah, no. Yeah, give me the Packers. Sorry for this shot.
Yeah, I'm picking Baltimore. Back against the wall. I want that last week of the season to matter in the AFC North, so give me Baltimore.
Oh, so they can still win the North. Oh, wow. Yeah, yes. I see what you're saying.
Yes. Those numbers were wrong, but the intent of those numbers were still right.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Buccaneers. Man, didn't they fall off a cliff early in the year? We thought they were so good playing the Dolphins.
To beat our asses. Okay, I'm picking the Buccaneers. Same thing. I want Week 18 to matter. So if the Buccaneers lose or win and the Panthers lose to us, then that game will be for the division.
I'm also picking Tampa Bay. It has occurred to me that Madden is different than real life, and Quinn Ewers might not be the answer in Miami.
Hey, he didn't allow. How many points did they allow? You're right. He didn't allow like 45 points. That part wasn't him.
Patriots playing the Jets.
Patriots.
Yeah, give me New England and what will be a stinker in the 1 o'clock window. Steelers on the road playing Shadur and the Browns.
Okay, just because you want this game to matter, I'm picking the Browns, dude.
I am picking Pittsburgh. I cannot comprehend them finishing one game above 500, so they need to win this game. So I'm picking Pittsburgh. Jacksonville, the media's new darling, because we're just going to completely forget what the Seahawks did and go, well, Jacksonville beat Denver, so now they're the best in the NFL.
Yeah, or what the Seahawks did to Houston. Like, we were all looking down at those games.
Or what the Seahawks did to the Jaguars. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're just Seahawks fans. What do we matter? Playing Old Man Rivers and the Indianapolis Colts, who are now on life support for their playoff hopes.
So they're not eliminated yet?
Nope, they need to win.
Oh, dude, give me the Colts, dude.
You know, I picked Indy because here I am, a fool going back to the well. Old Man Rivers is going to save Indianapolis. I'm picking Indy.
It looked promising at the beginning of last night. So
yeah. A game with two NFL rookies where, is it crazy to say Tyler Shuck is the best quarterback out of this class on the road playing Cam Ward?
that's not crazy. Honestly, I don't.
I'm picking him.
Think...
I'm picking Tyler Shuck. I'm picking the Saints.
I'm picking the Titans because they're at home, but I think I don't think Cam Ward's going to be very good.
We'll skip Seahawks Panthers. Say them for last. The poor punching bag of the NFC West, the Arizona Cardinals, who for some reason keep completing passes and yet not winning games on the road, playing Joe Cool and the Bengals.
Yeah, give me the Bengals. They showed that they're not like done. So
yeah, I picked the Bengals winning this game 55-50.
Yeah, maybe.
It's the most Cardinal way to lose at this point. I feel so bad for them.
And that's the most Bengals game ever, too.
So. Exactly. They fit each other. Buckle up, Buttercup. We got a tank bowl in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Giants on the road playing the Raiders for the number 1 draft pick.
You know, the only thing that Pete Carroll could do to piss off the Raiders fans more than he already has is win this song going with the Raiders.
I agree with you, baby. Throwing it back to Lovie Smith. Give me Pete Carroll and Geno Smith and the Raiders. I came back to them. I picked against them for so long after trusting in them for so long. And we're back, baby. I'm picking the Raiders.
They almost, I don't know if you watched that all last week. They were close against the Texans last week.
Yeah, makes no sense. NFL does not make sense this year. Apparently, well, sometimes it does to us because we get banger pick weeks like we did last week. But
hell yeah, dude.
Bills second to last game at their at their current stadium, hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles wrapped up playoff spot. They're fighting for seeding. Buffalo still has a chance to get the division.
What was your take on this? You said you wanted to come back to it or something.
Yeah, I have a buddy who is a diehard Bills fan. He's more than a buddy. He's like a dad to me, and he is planning a special outing that might involve this game, might involve a game in the future. I don't know. So I know that he had ambitions to go to one of these games. And I really, even if he doesn't go, I want the Bills to do well for him because he's been a diehard Bills fan, and like these are the last games that they have. So I'm going to pick Buffalo here at home. Want to see Bills Mafia at this particular park and well.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
go. So, yeah, I'll pick it with you.
Even if they don't wind up going, I'll root for Buffalo this week. We have here on Sunday night. How crazy is this? Like in the beginning of the year, you would not have expected Bills 49ers Sunday night football to be a banger, but here we are, Bears, going to Santa Clara to play the 49ers.
Give me the Bears. The 49ers are so, I touched on it earlier. They're so cocky that they have this division locked up already. And you got to beat the Bears first. So,
I am also picking the Bears. this is out of pure selfishness.
Me too.
I need it to stop. So I'm pulling a Joe Stevens card and I'm picking out of selfishness. So give me Chicago on the road. And then we have the Rams Monday night against the Falcons.
I wish.
Me too.
Yeah, I'm picking the Rams.
I'm also picking the Rams.
I wish that I could say otherwise.
Yeah, I'm also picking the Rams. All right. 1:00 slot for all of us cultured folk on the East Coast.
Okay. Yeah, we were here first.
Seattle on the road playing Carolina.
Give me the Hawks.
Yeah, give me Seattle. I think don't know what kind of Panther team we're going to wind up getting. I really want the South to be decided next week, and this is the path that happens. So I think we feel like we play the Carolina Panthers every freaking year, and they're always nail-biting, hair-pulling out games. So give me Seattle.
Like I said, one of my biggest fears is if Carolina Mike shows up to do a pregame performance.
It's
possible.
Could be a bad omen. Could be a bad omen.
Yeah. Well, that was a heck of a show. Do you have anything planned for the holidays? Any football plans or family plans?
Well, I'm a pastor, so tomorrow's very busy for me, and we have a couple services at church that we hold, so pretty excited for that. And gonna wind up on Christmas Day, at least in the morning. We're gonna have Christmas here with the immediate family, and then I have a 5, almost 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, and so Christmas is a lot of fun right now. But everybody in my family, my kids and my wife, they're all sick. So
that sucks.
I don't know if we're like going anywhere. There's a good chance that we're gonna be sick and we can't travel. So there are plans on paper, but my optimism is waning with each passing day that we're actually going to wind up going anywhere. So might just be a chill Christmas Day and at home. What do you got planned?
Just me and my wife do our thing in the morning, then we'll go to her parents' house, and then we'll go to my sister's house, and we'll do my side of the family stuff. Yeah, just the usual. Got my nephew some cool stuff. Got my nephew an Xbox.
Nice.
4 years old with a freaking Xbox, dude.
That is wild.
Nah, I got him. So I have 2 Xbox Series, the new ones. So I have a Series S in the living room, Series X in the bedroom, and I still don't have a computer that works. But my old
that
Xbox
was a choice.
my old Xbox One, I cleared and made my sister her own Microsoft account and download like his 2 Monster Truck games I played, and my sister will be able to use it for like streaming and stuff. So
nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I have like.
I mean, I think this would be an appropriate time to share, but I know we've been talking maybe the possibility of doing some Xbox content here on the channels.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and you're gonna have to be in charge of that because I don't even have a computer that works. So I'm pretty high-powered Xbox. All right, I have a couple high-powered Xboxes. That yeah, I'm down, dude.
If totally only down. They could run the show.
Yeah, if only the Xbox is. Dude, if I had an Xbox to run the show, that's what I should
Watch
do.
Out.
I don't even need another computer. I should just get another Xbox.
You just Frankenstein them all together. It'd be like this equals one supercomputer.
This is just one. Yeah, dude. I mean, the freaking Xbox costs more than the computer does. So.
Yeah, and that new system that's coming out, It might run your show.
See, that's ridiculous, dude. I just get mad that technology has evolved so fast to where I think I have the newest stuff all the time, except the computer. I'm gonna just keep throwing that in my face. Um, I think I always have the newest stuff, which I always get it, but like they're like, oh, we're releasing a new console. I'm like, damn it, dude. Just give me like a little more time to where I don't have to buy another one.
Yeah, I talked with a buddy of mine that I raced with today, and he's like, I'm thinking about getting a new Xbox, but there's like 5 of them, and I don't know the difference. And I was like, yeah, well. And I walked him through it, and he's like, why are they all expensive? And I was like, well, if you wait a little bit, they're going to come out with this new monster, and it's going to drive all the prices of these gen consoles down. But until that happens,
Yeah,
you're going to pay top dollar for them.
yeah. I have there honestly. If he just got like a Series S and then I got those. They're like $100. They're like a 1 or 2 terabyte expansion card you put in the back.
Yep.
They're really expensive, but ever since I did that, other than the fact that I can't play discs on the Series S, there's no difference whatsoever in playing.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I got the big boy. I have the X. So
that's what I have in my bedroom. My wife got me that Christmas 2020. So when those things were like a hot commodity. She
look at you go.
Dude, she waited. She kept refreshing her computer for the Best Buy at Issaquah. Like the Best Buy Issaquah location. They're like, it's gonna go on sale. Just keep refreshing your computer. And she surprised the shit out of me. I didn't even know you could get them when I got it. So I was like, sweet.
Wife getting 2 good shout outs tonight. Look at you go.
Yeah, she also got me the Series S too, so we can like play games at the same time. Because like one of them's our home Xbox and the other one's not. I don't know. Yeah. But nice. Yeah, so, sorry for talking all this Xbox, guys, at the end of the show. So, with that, you got anything else?
Nope, I'm all good.
All right, Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll talk to you next week.